And welcome to the Raw Review. I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, joined by Dolly Moon, Michael Hamlet from What Culture, here to review everything that happened on last night's episode But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review Raw, but also SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AW Dynamite, AW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a big quiz, of course, on Wrestle Culture. As I said, though, joined by Michael Hamlet to review last night's Raw, the go-home show ahead of SummerSlam.
A go-home show straight up your ass. It's Monday Night Raw. It was better than last week. I can't sit here in good faith and rave about all of it. Most of it that was in service to SummerSlam I thought was quite effective.
Yeah.
There was like a surprise amount that wasn't in service to SummerSlam. There was like, if you look at it, as we will do, I suppose, like there were quite a few things that were there for everything coming after SummerSlam, which for such a massive show was quite surprising. Yeah, it was all right.
It's weird because
it's all right.
Yeah, because like you say, the build to SummerSlam has been condensed, and yet this show, I thought it was a great build to the show itself, but also it felt like everything's set. Not like we had to add new matches at the last minute or anything like that. It's all been sort of in play since last week, basically.
It is weird. Like, I think the most subjective you can be, obviously, about a wrestling show whenever you're watching one is like, do I like this? Do I not like this? And everybody's entitled to their own opinions on all these matches, stories. I'm kind of repeating something I said last week. It is strange to me that, like, one of the biggest indicators of WWE's creative decline that I see in 2025 is that it's just not as good as it was, because you can have this really long extended build to WrestleMania, or you can have this truncated one of your own doing, but this truncated one to SummerSlam, and they can still run into the same problems. So then it's not an issue of having 8 weeks or 2 weeks, it's having an issue of not really having enough ideas or not quite having enough spark or flair necessarily. But that's not, just because I think that's not to say this isn't a place where good stuff can be nurtured and fostered. And I don't know what, I just don't know where I'm at with WWE this year as a creative engine. There is still so much stuff I like that to just write it off and say we're done, the boom's over, the fun times are gone. Like, it's just wrong. It's just not true. Like, there are too many wrestlers that are still getting over in spots. There are still too many stories that I'm curious to see play out, and like wrestler journeys I'm on and I'm into and I'm with for the duration. But increasingly, more of the big stuff falls flatter than I would like. To try and not spoil what we're going to talk about on this Raw, you only need look at sort of like the John Cena run this year and the continued failure to kind of ignite something there. So much so that at this point...
See, but I'd push back on that as well, because I liked a lot of the stuff with Punk. I know you didn't.
This is the subjective end of it, right? So like you could still see this and think, well, I've not really seen anything wrong yet. But I suppose SummerSlam... What I will say in comparison to WrestleMania, because I'm waffling here and I'm going around the houses, they've done a better job, I think, at preserving like the integrity of these matches. So many of the complaints around the triple threats and the four ways, which I believe you might have pointed out once or twice, turned out all right in the night, did they not? Was that they were the opposite of what you would have wanted for WrestleMania in terms of how fresh they felt. A lot of it felt like, but these again, singles matches by their very nature are better and more prestigious feeling than multi-persons. And we've seen all the singles variants of all these multi-persons. So it kind of gave you that feeling of, I hadn't seen a triple threat between Roman Reigns, CM Punk and Seth Rollins ever, but it certainly felt like I had before we arrived at WrestleMania. The women's title would probably be the best example.
Yeah, that was just really badly put together when it was it was such an easy thing to do, and yet they managed to make it
an astonishing match on the night that you actually had less interest going into than a lot of the stuff, because of feeling like I've seen it. I've seen everything. Yeah. Like, I've done it all here, and we've not even made it to WrestleMania yet.
So not being given the sort of impetus to be like, I'll take on both of you. Yeah, it's fine. Rather than just being like pie-faced every week and it being like, right, let's get to the bit where you announce the match then.
SummerSlam is the opposite problem up and down this show, with the exception, you have to flag this, of the fact they're doing a WrestleMania rematch for the main event of night 2 of SummerSlam, but it's the opposite problem. So many of these matches are brand new. You're getting the first variants. You're getting the kind of there's a sense I have with this show that we could be getting quite a few like rematches out of it. WWE haven't done this for years, but there's a real like backlash feeling element to a lot of the stuff coming out of this. I could see AJ and Dom not being done at SummerSlam. I could see SmackDown wanting to run another multi-team TLC type match. This is Punk and Gunther 1. You know, there's more to do. Whatever happens in the Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Bron tag, there's more to do after it.
Yeah.
You know, that like it doesn't feel like we're going to see a bunch of conclusive end of storyline big moments at SummerSlam, but we're getting things for the first time. And that's, to me, the biggest difference between the two.
I'm really excited for SummerSlam. I have been from the moment the ball sort of got rolling on this, and all the matches that they've added. You know, I can take or leave a jelly roll match. Nothing against the guy, but like most of the other matches, I think are really, really exciting.
I need a quick minute on Jelly Roll because he's not going to feature on Raw as a follow-up to our SmackDown.
Well, he did feature very briefly on Raw, but blink and you'll miss it, wasn't it? It was like, what do you think of Logan Paul? He's an asshole. See more of that interview online.
We errantly didn't consider, obviously, the very obvious, this was a misfire on my part especially, that obviously in the other country, America, jelly is jam. So when we were just thinking of jelly in the sort of the traditional British sense, like it's jam sandwich. Jelly roll.
Jam sandwich?
It's a jam sandwich.
What jam are you having in your jam sandwich? Raspberry, strawberry?
Guy. I'm not a jamsman. I'd have any of them, but like it's just not one of my favorites. Like I prefer jam to marmalade. Marmalade I think is weird.
It's the finest spread that's ever been made on toast or bread. Straight from the jar, just a thin layer, just goes really far. Is that what you'd say? Thanks, Paddington. That is a banger in the Wilborn household.
Would you like
what are you having with your croissant then? Butter?
Straight in the gob.
Right. Just straight in the gob.
But I suppose I'd have
flavoured croissant or like an almond croissant or just plain?
Out. Whatever
Any old pastry.
I'm never buying a croissant, right? So like whatever, I'm having one because a breakfast.
Have you on the Champs-Élysées?
A place.
Arc de Triomphe.
I've told you before. I'm going to the McDonald's with the white golden arches. If I'm ever.
Not before I am.
Well, exactly. If I'm ever in.
If you want to go, along with going to Sweet Chin Disco, that's the main thing I'm plugging here, along with all of our UK dates. Dice.fm.
Yeah, but how close to the golden, the white arches is the venue? This is important information.
This is how we arrived at all
this.
It was one very elaborate plug. I'll talk to Nicholas about croissants. I would never buy a croissant.
I know you wouldn't, pal. Don't you?
But I would probably have margarine.
Where is the sausage from the middle of this pastry?
I'll butter in it. We've bought like. I'd like
if
croissants.
You had them, you would eat them if they were there, right?
Yeah, like, and sometimes we bought them in a big pack from the supermarket because the kids have like had them on a holiday or something and they fancied them as a bit of a treat. But yeah, I'm thinking of a croissant if you go to like a Premier Inn and there's the breakfast buffet. Yeah. The continental section's got them.
Often don't get them in their best form, which is just slightly warm. Do you know, like not too hot. Just
I like them.
Right.
I do like them, but I can just shove them in.
I mean,
they're just there and then they're gone.
Swap the name out for croissant with pretty much anything there, and you're laughing, aren't you?
It is the thing about a croissant, right? And I wish more people would think about food like I do. You're gonna open it up to put some spread on it. I'm not for a start. I don't want to embarrass myself here. I don't want this to be like a Kiwi fruit situation.
It's a problem.
You open it up to spread on it. Yeah, you're not like it's not really. Yes. You can dip them in chocolate, but you can't dip them in butter, for example.
Yes, well you can if you're brave enough. But it's up to you. It's your
life.
It's your life, man.
The easiest thing to.
It's the opening of a croissant is very. It's not like you have to have the right kind of knife. It has to be. That's why it's better warmer. If it's just cold, you're just going to end up with pastry everywhere.
And that's it. Like by opening up,
it's a mess.
By opening up a croissant, you're losing flakes. Whereas if I just shove it straight in my mouth, I'm getting the whole lot.
Yeah, I mean you could literally do whatever you want, mate. You're 40 years old.
Just
40 years old.
Sometimes don't feel like it when I talk about food.
Set your own table.
This is why I think toast is better.
So I would say. If you're gonna have, when I was a kid, jam sandwiches was like a thing.
Yeah, my kids like jam sandwiches sometimes. It's not for me, but I'll get it.
If I'm having jam these days, or like marmalade or some kind of spread like that, always on toast because it's just better. More stable. Bread's more stable.
Yeah,
spread it across.
Flavours almost as good, and you're getting a far more robust, solid snack. I'm not a marmalade guy, really, though. In general, I find
me neither, to be honest.
Find it a waste of time at the breakfast table. I like Marmite.
Oof, no.
So,
doing some research on because there is some McDonald's where they just have normal arches in Paris.
Not interested.
But the white arch is on the Champs-Élysées.
Yeah, that's
which is 38 minutes walk from where we are performing.
You got to go.
So we got time.
Yeah. I knew it was on the Champs-Élysées. That's what I think. It's because it's on the Champs-Élysées that the arches have got to be white. I'm sure it's something to do with respecting the business of the architecture.
Respecting the business of the Champs-Élysées.
Google the Green Bay McDonald's.
So basically, you get out of Sweet Chin Disco and you got to walk 40 minutes to get a McDonald's.
There is one about 10 minutes away, but that's just a...
Images. Nobody cares where it is. Mushroom Green Bay.
Is it green?
No, it's just mocky yellow. Google Green Bay McDonald's green arches.
What's got special about that one?
Whoa,
green arches!
Yep.
Nice. Mind-blowing.
Yeah, the single arch. I told you about the one with the maple leaf in Canada as well.
Just makes it taste better, doesn't it?
I just stopped dead in my tracks. Phil, I need to get a picture of this.
Anyway, what were we to talk about? Oh, yeah.
Monday Night
Raw. Show starts the same way SmackDown did with a tribute to Hulk Hogan. Sort of weird this because there was no Triple H on the stage, but his voice doing the...
There's a different set of clips, isn't it?
Yeah, different set of clips as well. There was obviously Hogan's son Nick, Bischoff I saw there on the stage as well. But yeah, another great video package on Hogan after a 10-bell salute. And much appreciation, of course, in the crowd. And we also got some career highlights during a commercial break here in the UK on Netflix.
We go into quite a lot of detail about this on the SmackDown review to save a bit, just save a bit of time on today's review. But if you want some longer thoughts on how, why, and the what ifs of WWE paying tribute to Hulk Hogan in this way, I would recommend going and watching the SmackDown review.
Yes.
I was happy with our coverage of it there.
I agree.
And not all of this was a complete like for like, but I think the same conversation applies. Yeah. And people, I don't know, I'm just mindful of people that might not want loads of inadvertent glorification of Hulk Hogan at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the pulse on the conversation is at all. I think we did a decent job of it.
Yeah. So Jey Uso comes out. Fans love him, obviously, and he's doing the whole yeet thing, and then he gets back in the ring, and then what does he do, Michael Hamflett?
Well, he does go.
But then, bing bong, squeeze me. It's Paul Heyman. It is funny. He interrupts and does his...
You called an audible there.
Yeah. He does his ladies and gentlemen bits. Crowd hate him, obviously.
Yeah.
He says, I didn't come out here tonight to be disrespectful of you. Main event, Jey Uso. He talks about him being in the main event against big Bronson Reed. But he's here to talk former Bloodline member to former Bloodline member. Wants to talk from the heart about family. Because he can't believe that he accepted the OTC Roman Reigns' invitation to team with him against Bron and Bron. He says, you're doing it all in the name of family because you love your family. Where I come from, we know that family is always going to let you down. Always going to get you in trouble. Trust the oracle. That's not a prediction. That's a prophecy. I quite like that line.
New one. At least he's got his names and his nicknames sorted
Indeed.
out.
What's the group called? Don't know. He talks about Jey Uso's mother lying to him about Santa Claus. He says, your father, did he tell you that he wanted you to be more iconic than he ever was? Your father lied to you too. And then he talks about Roman Reigns naming the next in line for the tribal chiefdom. And that not being Jey, it being Solo Sikoa. And how did that work out for your family? Now does he tell you you'd have been a better choice as tribal chief, yeah? He wants you to... does he? Yeah. Does he tell you that?
Swindon Lock could be one of the tribal chiefs if he wanted to, yeah?
He said he wants you to be as rich, as famous, as big as he is, because if he told that to you, he lied to you too. I want you to know I'm not saying this out of anger or malice. I'm saying this because Jey Uso, I loves you. Just like family. Yeet! Good yeet from Paul Heyman.
Big yeet.
Jey Uso fires back. Family's why I'm here, he says. I'm going to pull up for my family every time because that's just me, Oos. And the bloodline still runs deep in my veins. You're talking crap to me. You're disrespecting me. All these things that I did without Roman, that I did in spite of him. But I went out on my own to see if I could do it with the World Heavyweight Championship to prove it to myself. His family OG says, you're talking about family, where's yours at? You know what time it is. We brought your ass into our family. So here's what's going to happen. You screwed my cousin at WrestleMania. Your boy screwed me out of my World Heavyweight Championship. So it's on you, OG. Whatever happens tonight, whatever happens at SummerSlam, it's on your ass. And then he says, talk to him, Detroit. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. And then he says, bump that. We're going to run this shiz back. And then we finally get to do the yeeting.
Didn't like it. Sorry. Loved the main event.
I thought it was an unbelievable go-home angle.
Thought this was, especially in the light of how much I loved the main event, found this to be quite superfluous. Time-filling stuff, bit of an excuse for Paul Heyman just to treat himself to some TV time. Like, I'm more with Sidge than I think even Sidge realises when it comes to how much tolerance I've got for Paul Heyman. But especially when we're doing... I just think it's more delicate territory than they realise to go over old bloodline ground when, for the most part, everybody is, kind of like, it's got that. Just don't ask questions about some of the bits where it wasn't exactly perfect, and we'll all just go about our merry way and think it was, and preserve it in amber, And then Paul Heyman's like, I think I'll open the chest and go back deep into the law. And I was like, I wouldn't. It's not perfect. It's fine as it is. And if we just pretend on a couple of things, everything's okay. But I don't see the value in, like, flagging up yet again. How could you do this alongside Roman Reigns and Roman? Because they figured it out. Can we just live and let live with the Samoans at this point? You know the goody ones, you know the baddie ones. The goody ones have become the real top stars, and the baddie ones are complete clown idiots, and everyone seems pretty chill about it. Like, I'm pretty happy with how all of this is shaken out in the end. And then there's sort of Jimmy Uso has somehow managed to be both.
Yes.
Just leave it. Just leave it. I get the idea that he's like, oh, is he stirring up a bit of, is everything, but yeah, everything is fine. Yes, everything is okay. The last thing I want to think about is if Jey Uso and Roman Reigns can fully, definitely 100% trust each other. And Heyman being this kind of like fly in the ointment, I found to be a bit unnecessary, especially considering how the main event played out. And there was no tease of it. There was no sense that they were completely unified in this tag match. It also undermines Jey Uso at this point to be talking to him like such an idiot. I kind of give him with one hand and take away with the other. On one hand, it's like, every segment promo match will remind you that Jey Uso actually did what so many naysayers thought he couldn't and became a top guy. But then within one promo, it's like, yes, but Jey, have you considered that you're still a stupid idiot and nincompoop? It can't be forced to can't make your own decisions without the help of a trusted adult. Like, you have to be really careful with that, because if enough people start thinking the latter, they're going to forget about the former.
Good point. Yeah. I thought that in terms of setting things up, we all know where we were heading towards the end of this show. I can't get over what they did at the end of this.
Stuff was great.
We'll get to that.
Stuff was really good.
Let's move on to the first match of the night. It was a really fun 6-person mixed tag. It was AJ Styles, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, those best mates, versus members of the Judgment Day. That is the tag team champions, Raquel Rodriguez, the brilliant Roxanne Perez, and Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio. The babyface is understandably in control until Dom saves his partner.
Yes.
In the match,
That's right.
Roxanne Perez pulls her to safety. That means Kairi hits the bottom turnbuckle.
Wyatt 6-esque.
Ref Styles pitches a fit, and that allows Rodriguez to nail Sane with a boot outside the ring. I think that took us to a break. When we come back, Kairi's still in trouble, but she spears Perez. Goes to make the tag, but Raquel yanks Asuka off the apron, and she can't tag Styles in either because Dominik just runs in and chins him.
It's funny that.
I love that. Very clever. You've run around unforeseen and pulled. Well, just punch you in the face.
Dominik Mysterio doing stuff like that is one of the reasons why he's getting so many cheers that in some cases WWE and Triple H seem intent on stifling. Like, when those spots happen, what I think maybe the company or Triple H just failed to realize, because he never had Patler as a babyface or a heel, so he doesn't understand it when it's in front of him. Like, he doesn't get how much that's going to just forge the connection in Iron. The fans will remember that. Like, I like and occasionally loved Eddie Guerrero, but it was undeniable that the lie, cheat, and steal bit, and often it was the same. Like, oh, how does Eddie come up with these ideas? Well, he pretended to use a chair and lay it down. How does he come up with all these crazy ideas? What's the idea? He laid on the ground and pretended to use the chair. Has he got any others? Just that one.
Loosened his boot at WrestleMania. That was good.
He loosened his boot at WrestleMania. There was a time when he there was like a double tag rope to extend how he could like make it. I'm not saying that he just had one, but he went to that well quite a lot. And what happened? He got massively over his. People looked forward to going and seeing him doing that specific spot, and the referee not figuring it out. Dominik Mysterio has a couple of them in him, and well, like father like son, one might say.
Indeed.
And it sort of surprises me that when Triple H is trying to keep him as this like sleazy heel, that he doesn't spot that that's going to get him even more over as a babyface. Like, oh, well done, you got in. Well done for sneaking that one in. He does that quite a lot.
It was weird, isn't it? It's sort of walking a very fine tightrope going into this SummerSlam match, because when Styles gets the hot tag here, the crowd love it. He runs wild on Dom. People are so excited for it. But I feel like on the weekend, people were like, yeah, go on. I mean, don't win the title.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think you're bang right. Like, I thought they were sending this to Paris as a reminder of how over AJ was. Like, you know, you go to Paris. We've always said it. You go to Paris, you go to the Champs-Élysées McDonald's, and you sing Phenomenal for AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. That's what you go to Paris for.
Il est vraiment. Il est vraiment phénoménal.
Is that going to be on your best friend Mark Henry's iPod Shuffle that
Probably.
you press to scratch?
Yeah. That's why I'm not doing it. I broke the decks. Broke my blue finger.
Gin Disco is closed.
Is that a bloke from Catchphrase? I broke my leg.
Your Sweet Gin Disco's Nick Weir.
What are we talking about? Oh, yeah.
Dominik Mysterio, I think he's going to get another massive pop at SummerSlam. It's going to be like WrestleMania out there. And they're going to have to... He's probably going to cheat to win, or he's going to cheat to retain. I don't think there's a title change at the weekend, but yeah, I think you've really hit upon something. Yes, AJ, so whoa, stop there.
Yeah. So here, he set up for a phenomenal forearm. Roxanne Perez stands in front of her partner from the tag team match. So Asuka and Kairi Sane take out Perez. Great spot as well for the finish. Styles throws Kairi Sane.
This was cool.
She wanted to do it. That sounded like he's just gone, go and do that. He boosts her out to hit an insane elbow to the floor on Raquel Rodriguez, and then Styles hits the phenomenal forearm to pin the Intercontinental Champion.
It's cool, that boosted insane elbow.
Great ending.
Really cool. Exactly what I would have wanted, other than the daft pitches around Mist that we came up with on the preview yesterday. Really nice interplay with Dominik Mysterio and Roxanne Perez. AJ Styles looked a level above Dominik Mysterio as his challenger, hence why Dominik's been dodging him all this time, and his Intercontinental title could be in jeopardy at the weekend. And a nice to see the Kabuki Warriors as winners, even though they've got nothing going on, because they might be useful to, say, Charlotte and Alexa or the Judgment Day coming off the other side of SummerSlam.
Either night as well, the matches. So Roxanne could help Dom, and Dom could help Roxanne in theory.
Nice. Yeah. I wonder if this foreshadows that Alexa and Charlotte won't get it done, and the Kabuki Warriors get the next title shot. We'll see.
Yeah, I just had a lot of fun with this. What if Dom... It was Mania, wasn't it, that Guerrero loosened his boot?
Yeah, WrestleMania 20.
What if Dom did that as a finish to AJ Styles?
Yeah, I could see it, yeah. He's just grabbed him by the foot to drag him back in or something, because he keeps trying to escape, and then, just gets loose. Could see it.
Great. Jackie Redmond is chatting backstage to Sheamus earlier on in the day about his win over Rusev last week. Yes. And Sheamus says it was an old school banger, or as Big E would like to say, big meaty men slapping meat. That gets a nice reaction from the crowd. Then in walks Grayson Bloody Waller and the New Day. And Waller's like, well, you kind of cheated to win that match. And I'll say what I want because I've got the New Day backing me up. New Day both like, I'm getting part of this. And Sheamus is like, you looking for a fight? He likes the sound of it. Whenever people call his name, it's banger after banger after banger. And Grayson Waller's like, "You gonna let him talk to me like that, boys? New Day have disappeared.
Yeah.
Match is set." And then we immediately get it, because obviously that was from earlier on in the day. And Sheamus kicks Zeus, basically. He has it won, sets up for the bro kick, but then Rusev hits the apron. Sheamus knocks him down. Waller gets a schoolboy. And I thought, don't pin Sheamus with Grayson Waller, please. But no, Sheamus kicks out, pops up, bro kick, 1, 2, 3. But then immediately after that, Rusev slides in to get revenge for being defeated by Sheamus last week. Nails Sheamus with the shillelagh several times. The red welts that came up looked horrible. And he puts Sheamus in the accolade, refuses to let it go, and says he's going to humble and break Sheamus.
Yeah, it does feel like they're going to do maybe like a best 7 or something, doesn't it? Now
Yeah.
1-1. Feels like it'll go beyond just a decider. There was something, and I can't remember. It's a good thing that I can't remember, because it made me cringe in the moment, and I was going to use it to form a point about, get this out of there. Get this out of the writing, because Lyra Valkyria had one later on as well. There was a line that Sheamus used that I just found so cringeworthy. And I think it was in the exchange with Grayson Waller. But now I can't remember it, so good. It's fallen out my head. It can't have been significant enough to stick, because, yeah, the Lyra one was terrible too.
Becky Stompers. Yeah, bad stuff.
Real bad.
Someone in the crowd went, huh?
Pair of shoes. Well done, you got shoes. Everyone in the building's got shoes.
Becky Stompers. Becky Jumpers, probably.
What did she wear when she was a baby? Becky rompers. We're all right. Aye, it's fine. It's just fine. I don't. Here it is. Here's where I think
You're on the low end of Sheamus Rusev, aren't you?
I was on the low end of all of this. This was a good example as a sort of contained period of Raw. I was like, ugh. Come on, lads, it's not Collision. Like, I don't care about Sheamus. Really,
people are watching. It's obviously not Collision.
Good point. Sorry, yeah. Retracted. Point retracted. It's like early days Rampage. Not the week that Punk was on it.
Obviously not. Yeah.
I don't really care about Sheamus unless they're giving you the story, the remaining story. Like, is he too broken down to win the Intercontinental title? Can he still win the one belt?
Yeah.
Like, sort of, which was there and it was in the ether and then it's kind of gone away. So I just don't. Sheamus just simply kicking around the locker room, hanging out with the Dungeon Dolls and Otis, and then getting into a bit of a dust up with Rusev. Not really for me. I don't think this Rusev return has been that captivating. Or Rusev, the man himself, has simply sort of accepted this as a level for now and is not necessarily wrestling with that fire in his eyes that I maybe expected to see when he returns. So I haven't seen that. I think this Grayson Waller New Day stuff is piss poor low grade WWE comedy that belongs in these Netflix ad breaks that it has done for so long and then has suddenly escaped. Back in there you go. Until you come up with better ideas, I'm afraid you're going to have to live in the ad breaks. All very weak, low grade. I just kind of think it belongs not on Raw. Stick it on main event until you've worked out the kinks. And if there starts to be evidence that it's going to get hot, then put it on Raw. Have a bit of a tear to this.
Jackie Redmond's backstage with Naomi. How does she feel about competing against Rhea and Io at SummerSlam, knowing this time they'll be prepared for her after what happened at Evolution? Naomi says, look, Io might be the genius of the sky, but I can fly too. Those two and the rest of the heifers, I love her calling people heifers, are all fake and phony. Big fat phony. She says, tonight's 8-woman will be a cautionary tale. Caution. Don't care if you throw the past, the present, or the future at me. I'll walk out of SummerSlam with the women's world title, and after that happens, I'll prove all my haters wrong, and everybody will have to proceed with caution.
I like Naomi, but is that a problem? I am enjoying her performing, but
like a cackle, a maniac laugh.
Yeah, I think she's fun to watch. I think she's super cheesy, but really fun to watch in this role. But we were talking about this over the desk this morning, and Murray was saying she's rubbish basically. The performance of it, the caution stuff's really on the nose. Sid just said broadly the same. And what I will concede, and we've talked about this, it's not going to last for her as a heel.
No,
it's way too soon that she's going to be over as a babyface again. And are they okay with that? Is that I would say this women's division, based on the 8-woman, especially later, needs heels more than it needs babyfaces right now. But this is where Naomi's headed. The audience love her and are hating her, I think. I sense those are the reactions.
Yes.
But she's performing with such confidence. This is really silly.
She's having the best time with this, isn't she?
But I buy her in this quite silly role. I just don't know what rope she's got as a heel, because it's just too... I think it's kind of infectious, this performance style of hers. I think, like, sooner or later, maybe it's when she loses the title and she's not stopping other baby faces getting the belt, that you kind of run out of reasons to really boo her. This is one of them characters for me where if she was doing everything the same, word for word, even in terms of like how she's like trying to become a little bastard in the way she wrestles now, if she was positioned against a heel, she'd just be the babyface. Fans would be like, oh, great. I can enjoy her being a little bastard, but against another baddie instead. You know, if this was her and Chelsea Green.
Yes.
For example. So, yeah, I really, really enjoy Naomi, but I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing for her because, like you say, she should leave SummerSlam with a belt. She should leave Clash in Paris with a belt, in our opinion, as much as we love Stephanie Vaquer. But...
More on that later.
Yeah, but... I don't know, It's one of those ones where Andy was talking about this as well, of what are heels nowadays? Like, because I think Naomi's cash-in's one of my favourite cash-ins of all time.
Wow, all right.
Just because it was just such an amazing moment at the end of, I think, my favourite show of the year.
I mean, it's the best WWE PLE of the year, isn't it?
Best PLE of the year, yeah. There wasn't like, as long as Lord of the Rings or some bollocks. Jesus.
All three back to back to back.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I get the thing of the only reason I'm booing you is because I like you so much.
Yeah.
Which
I think is fine, but there is a point at which
everyone was so ecstatic when she won the belt, quite
yeah,
rightly.
it does sort of crash into the fiction eventually. There is a time limit where you can do this, but historically as well, wrestling's had this for like 20 years.
They do a double turn with her and Bianca.
Well,
because I'm so excited to see Bianca as a heel at some point.
I felt like they were flirting with that for a long time, and in quite an interesting way as well, with the Jade Cargill split from the big three. And I think her injury has held things up there. And like she worked as the referee, but then didn't really physically engage. And it was a broken hand, I think, unless there's another injury.
I think you're right, yeah.
That we don't know about.
Broken heart, probably.
I would say so. End of a glorious friendship. But again, like, yes, but I think you'd run into the same trouble pretty quickly. I think Bianca Belair would be so beloved. I think, do you know what? I think sometimes you have that problem with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
I think she really works. I think if tomorrow the report came out is that they're looking to have Becky Lynch lose to Lyra Valkyria, successful experiment, tick, and then she wants to be a babyface again. I think people would just embrace her. There are certain wrestlers, and it's a good thing, by the way. It's one of the hardest jobs normally, to be that beloved that you kind of people just want you as a babyface. Often it's the opposite problem, is that, people hate me now, I just can't get them to love me. Like, I think Bianca Belair's another one. I think you could turn her. I think it would be really interesting to watch. I think there would be that constant undercurrent of, when can we cheer for Bianca Belair again? She's the best. And I think it's not so much that with Naomi as it is you've been around ages and we kind of loyal to you and we love you, and we lost a few opportunities to really watch you get your babyface run. And I just think sooner or later they'll run into a problem with this Naomi character. I really am glad to be analysing her in this much detail, by the way.
Me too.
I don't want this to come across as like wasted energy, because it's not. I think it's interesting to talk about wrestlers in these terms, because it means that they've gotten over, they've hit a new peak, they've found that whatever it was that was missing to like get them to that star level, and it's really cool that it's happened for her.
Yeah. We hear some words on Hulk Hogan from Logan Paul, AJ Styles, Jim Duggan, Jimmy Hart, Natalya, Jey Uso, The Miz. Cody calls him wrestling's first superstar, says that business no longer has its Babe Ruth. And a nice touch, they announced that the proceeds from Hogan's merchandise sales are going to be donated to his family. Then we see Paul Heyman hyping up Bronson Reed backstage ahead of his main event, saying, heard Jey Uso called you a bitch. No, he said, heard that Jey Uso's family feels that, with Seth Rollins out of action, down, extended period of time, whatever time you're thinking, add a few months onto that, he is not going to be back the weekend, cashing in.
Guys and crutches. Seeing what crutches are.
They are a group without a leader. Bron Breakker comes in, tells Bronson he's got this. He's going to destroy and tsunami Jimmy Uso. They're going to restore ultimate power and take back control over WWE. That all starts tonight. And Bronson says he's going to lay out Jey Uso and any other members of his family. They're all getting tsunami'd. And as he leaves, Bron tells Paul Heyman, I have a cunning plan. And it was quite the cunning plan to run out and spear Jey Uso out of his goddamn shoes.
More on that later. But I am just fully prepared to consider this entire Seth Rollins worked injury, who could have called that, by the way, as good booking. I'm just ready to just press the old good booking button.
I don't think they've put a foot wrong with this stable from the Raw after WrestleMania.
Unlike Seth Rollins when he definitely didn't miss that moonsault as a shoot. Like, this month in which Seth Rollins has been off television has enhanced the drama around the possible cash-in at SummerSlam. In both title matches, by the way.
Yep.
Because you get that like double bluff thing, don't you, where it's like, they've really got me pretty excited. The more they've built, we'll talk about his Punk Guns later, the more they've used the title to be the thing that means the most here, the more that like Seth Rollins would be maximum bastard to go and take that one. But then it's Cody Rhodes, the guy he was kind of upfront about never being able to beat. And
John Cena, who's been like, well, he won't cash in on me.
Yeah, like he could just take that one in the main event of night 2 as well, achieving his ultimate goal ultimately. And in that month where they've used his absence to build the drama way more than if he was just kicking around.
Yeah.
What have they done with it? They've had Bron Breakker show himself to be physically able through the gauntlet. They've had that week where he was in like 68 segments. That kind of traditional WWE, we're going to go with you one day. How can you manage this and this and this and this and this? And now they're just outright saying, like, don't worry, I've got this. I can be a leader. I can be a leader. And in the event where Seth does cash in, and that is what sort of announces his comeback, he returns and he's the world champion. And it's like, great, everything's awesome, I'm the world champion. Thanks for holding things down while I was gone, Bron. Anyway, over there you go now, because I'm back, I'm the world champion. You've just started to create the tension between the split. I think they've done a terrific job with the Seth Rollins is injured, no he's not really storyline.
Yeah.
I really
and
do.
even if he is injured, it's a hell of a pivot as well.
Yeah, he's not. But
if he is.
If it's it'd be a hell of a pivot in the imagined world where he got hurt at Saturday night's main event. But like, good booking. But like, I'm praising it. Good
Here's
booking.
a question. Do you, like, whether he stays on Raw or goes to SmackDown as a result of winning the titles or whatever happens there, do you do the sort of classic thing of, right, he's the world champion. Oh, there's 2 other guys in his stable. Guess they can be the tag team champions. Or do you do maybe a mid-card title for one of them? I don't know.
Seth should want it.
Do you have, like, him, I've gone back, I've won the world title, and then, like, Bron being like, yeah, we've been kicking everyone's asses. And then, I don't know, maybe it sort of dismisses tag titles.
You do the sort of thing where Bron goes...
be like, yeah, you go be tag champs.
Yeah, but you can be delicate with it. Bron can be like, it's good to have you back. See how much ass we kicked. I took out Roman Reigns. I can take out top guys around here. Pregnant pause. And Seth's like, you sure can. And to that end, I've got you a tag title shot tonight. And I was like, okay, whoa, in the tag belts. But that's, you just, in the meantime.
What, sorry?
He'd go, whoa, in the tag belts. But in the meantime,
Dave Meltzer.
The pregnant pause is the bit that everybody gets excited about, because then you revisit that in a couple of months. It's like, if Sidge was here, he'd push back on this about how successful the Batista like for like can really be here. But they might as well copy from it and see how far they get with it. They might as well give it a go. It was like Bron's a bit too forthright. He can't play the cool guy the way that Batista did. Batista was really aloof and just measured his reactions really well. I'm not sure Bron Breakker's got that in him, but they can find a different version of that.
Yeah, it's already, there's already clear differences between the two. And I quite like that, the report was leaked or whatever, of like, we're not trying to be evolution or anything like that. Because it's right, they're past that. This isn't just like, they might bring in a Ricky Saints or whoever it might be, but all the guys are like, not just, these are good young talents that you've not really seen much of before. These are people are like, they're established now. They've already been in big feuds and what have you. And like, Batista being the sort of the dog that Triple H would set on people. Bron's not that. Bron just does what he wants.
Yeah.
Or at best, Paul Heyman tells him what to do. And Seth again, doesn't really do that.
You get to watch that develop as well. Like, what will Paul Heyman, like, what tea leaves will he read as this sort of, as say we get towards WrestleMania or we get towards an inflection point for the group, then you'll be observing where Paul Heyman might go with it as well. So I really do. I feel confident, SummerSlam preview and all that, but I really do feel confident that Seth Rollins will leave SummerSlam with one of the top titles. And in that, I'm very intrigued to see how he folds himself back into his own group.
I like the idea of them way down the road here, but if like Seth is still champion in January, February time, him being like, Bron, you go in, and Bronson, but Bron, you go in and sort of ruin the Royal Rumble. No one wins because you've taken everyone out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah. And then I'd win the Royal Rumble.
And that would take us back to the Batista template, wouldn't it? You know, like that's the, hey, and Seth, if we're going like for like, Seth's like, you know what? Awesome. I'm so happy with the Rumble because like that Cody over on SmackDown is bringing on a peg or two. Oh, well.
I always thought there was a bit of a sliding doors moment for that Batista spot. You know when he does the thumbs down, and I think he takes out Flair, and then he gets Triple H up, doesn't he? Obviously puts him through the table. There's a bit where everyone's so amped up. Triple H goes up, and they almost sort of not over-rotate, but he goes backwards a bit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what happens there if he just goes, oh, bollocks, and falls over? So they just go, yeah, don't.
What happens there is a bit like at the Royal Rumble itself. They tumble over to the floor, but they land at the same time. And then Vince McMahon, rehabbing the quads he's torn at the Rumble, like, tears them again because he comes out on crutches. And he tears them all over again, and it doesn't make it back in time for WrestleMania. That's why.
Right, Lyra Valkyria comes out in her Becky Stompers.
This was... What did they do this for?
It was good. No, it got good. It started off...
See these blue shoes? They're my Becky Stompers. What the f*** are you talking about, Bird Lady?
And then she, like... I
love Lyra Valkyria.
I do too. And I thought they salvaged this by the end because it was like, oh, she's smart and she got ready to take on Becky and risk everything sort of thing. Why's cracking bird person? I mean, my Becky Stompers. And then when that didn't land, it felt like it threw her. And she went, in 2 weeks' time, I'll be here. In 1 week, well, technically in 2 weeks, you will also still hopefully be here as champion. But yes.
You like my trainers?
They're my Becky Stompers.
In a different time for WWE, you'd be like this would be remembered.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a great match again at SummerSlam. Again, I think it is on balance sitting here as my probably my WWE Foohead of the Year. Becky Lynch, I love it. The matches have delivered. I like watching a star get made and nurtured. I like watching another star help and use everything they've got. I even like how this is a bit of the old 2023 Triple H. I like how the runoff is now affecting Bayley. And what's going to happen with her promo that she cut later on. There's a lot to look like. This goes all the way back to the WrestleMania return of Becky Lynch, where you maximise the babyface pop before you even did the heel stuff. Loads. I absolutely
maybe
love.
Just let the whole Bayley missing WrestleMania thing kind of play out a little bit, instead of jumping straight all over it and saying, "Oh, they ruined it."
Yep, I'm electing to forgive Becky Stompers on those terms, on those terms alone. It was weird.
You could say I'm a shoo-in as champion. Shut up, Lyra.
Just becomes a new thing.
Yeah. Kind of, Lyra, you're a bird person. Why are you so obsessed with shoes?
I've been training really hard. I've been sneakering around backstage. Shoe person. Lyra Valkyria. Anyway, I
just want to slide her right into the title picture.
Oh, God, I bought some sliders from a holiday.
Be careful, Becky. Everything's on the line, and I wouldn't want you to slip her over in the defensive title.
You've been a good guy, a bad guy, you're flip-flopping. Yeah, I got my first ever pair of sliders. I might not wear them. I might just throw them straight in the bin.
Really?
I hate them.
Are you more of a...
Shoes.
We get sand in your shoes.
I don't go on beaches. I'm going to bloody have to, which is why I bought sliders.
Yeah, it's in Thailand. It's a gorgeous country.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I bought them, because I have to. Aye.
Chang is incredible.
All right, mate. Can't say on a podcast, can you? Oh! I'll have a pint.
Not loud over it. Oh. Yeah.
Isolate that.
Anyway, she says 2 weeks.
That's
1 week.
how Lyra started a promo. Yeah. All right, guys. Chang is incredible. My energy levels are up for SummerSlam.
Shoes.
I got shoes on. She's actually only wearing one. Anyway, see you later. She actually flies out the shop.
Kind of a shoe-heavy show, actually, when you think about the closing segment to this show.
Yes.
Raw brought to you by shoes.
No specific brand. Shoes.
Yeah.
Somewhere Tony Atlas. Hell.
Right.
He's logged in to watch Raw on Netflix and there's an age gate on it. Not for you.
Right. 2 weeks. 1 week from now, I'll be stood here as Women's Intercontinental Champion. Although, probably we have to stand after all. It's all a bit of a mess, this, wasn't it? Probably won't be standing after all if Becky beats me because you have to beat me down, if anything.
The thing is, Jeff, you won't want to be standing in my shoes because I saw you at the weekend.
I'm going to give my heart and soul for this title.
Oh, dear.
Right.
You cannot say one thing without some dickheads on the internet spending ages ripping the piss out of
Yeah,
it,
it's like I misspeak every podcast.
Yeah.
Dickhead. Anyway.
Lyra Valkyria starts the What Culture Wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
This week's shoeing of the week. Just takes a picture and smashes it with a shoe. My wheelbone stompers.
Maybe they're like, Tony Storm's got the big shoe thing. Lyra can have a shoe thing. Think that as well. Anyway, she already knows that Becky doesn't like to play by the rules. That's the reason why she won the title in the first place.
Doesn't play by the shoes.
Can't break the rules if there's no rules to be broken.
The shoes, there's no shoes.
Can't tie your laces if they've got Velcro, so.
Didn't think about that, did you?
And
it's summer shoe.
I'm going to knock your socks off.
Yay! Some people might think I'm playing right into her hands.
Shoes.
Put them right into my feet.
I'm prepared to go to a place that I've never gone before.
Shoe shop.
The cobblers.
He's talking a load of cobblers.
WWE superstars.
Right. Becky Lynch's music hits.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
That's how it goes.
And obviously, Lyra Valkyria turned her attention to the stage. Where's Becky Lynch? Well, she's wise. She's slid out, I think, from under the ring. She's got a kendo stick with her. But Lyra Valkyria is wise to this now. Hits a huge drop kick to Becky Lynch. That looked awesome. She doesn't.
Oh, yeah, she used the Becky Stompers, didn't she?
Yeah, indeed. And she gets the kendo stick and beats Becky up with it. Becky almost gets hit with a Nightwing and has to scamper away. And Lyra stands tall as the road to Summer Shoe.
Fine. This again, they encourage us to be silly with their silly ideas, and if they were less so, this would have been effective. I'll ask go home. I'm wise to you. You have she's putting her over effectively. You have taught me to be wise to you. That's that sort of. Maybe you have taught me everything you know actually, and now I'm going to beat you for the title. I'm going to get it back. I've learnt lessons along the way. Just did. Poor Sod said one daft sounding thing at the start, and we
probably someone else told her to.
Trivialize, yep, 100%. Oh, definitely, yeah. And we trivialized the entire thing as a result. That should be it.
The irony, of course, that she mentioned the shoes and then got tongue-tied.
Hey!
It is funny.
Bing bong.
Sami Zayn is doing a sit-down interview with Corey Graves. He wants to be done with Karrion Kross. He's getting in the way of him achieving his goal. That is becoming the world champion. Corey asks about Sami's ribs when in walks Karrion Kross and Scarlett with a pipe and what have you. And Karrion goes, "Gah!" I insist, Corey. He said he had this idea when he was coming in to nail Sami in the stomach again with this pipe. But smart guy. Thought, well, if I do that, he won't make it to SummerSlam. That doesn't work for me. He's been dealing with everyone in WWE, and eventually he gets them to show their true colours.
And I mean, Folks, where's the lie?
Literally, where's the lie? I've completely lost track.
I will also say,
where's the lie? Where's the truth? Where's any of this?
I'll also say, eventually, he's doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Yep.
Eventually, 5 years later, they show the true colours.
Then you'll see.
It's time to piss him off. He says, here's what's going to happen. After I beat you at SummerSlam, you're going to say the words, Kross told the truth. And then I'll go away and you can become world champion. Because you're no different, Sami, than anybody else. You're certainly not better than me. Sami says, you think you're so smart, you think you got me figured out, everybody figured out. Some kind of puppet master revealing everybody's inner truth. What do you want? I'll tell you what, you beat me at SummerSlam, I'll say whatever it is you want me to say. But here's what I want you to think about for now. Maybe you're wrong about everything. Maybe you're wrong about me, everybody else. Maybe you're wrong about yourself. When I beat you at SummerSlam, because no mistake, I am going to beat you at SummerSlam, I want you to look me in the eyes and you're going to say that you, Karrion Kross, were wrong. I'll see you at SummerSlam.
These were the right stakes to attach to this match, ultimately. And it does at least give the feeling that, well, two things, I suppose. You're going to get a definitive outcome to this rivalry, which either firmly supplants Karrion Kross as a mid-carder on the ascendancy rather than just this guy who has this support and they do nothing with it. Like, if he beats Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn has no choice but to do this, and he goes to his personal rock bottom, Karrion Kross is off and running. Regardless of what you think of him, regardless if the matches are crap, they often are, he's away. Let's see what we can do with Karrion Kross. Right? This is a push. It's a proper push. If Sami Zayn wins, then Karrion Kross, for one, really might be coming to the end of his time with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like that, doesn't it? And Sami Zayn can take with him some of the lessons from this about needing to really go a little bit deeper in order to win big and to put people away for good. And that can be tied to him eventually getting back into the world title chase and world title contention. And it's like, it'll feel like he will be able to sell this as an actual hurdle that he's overcome that he didn't realize he had to, about being able to be a bit more honest about himself and not just be a bit, oh, shucks, as a babyface. Mm-hmm. Maybe if I'd have done X, Y, and Z, my shoot best friend wouldn't have turned on me 50 times in the time that we've been working together. That kind of stuff, So yeah, I'd be lying if I said I was excited about the match bell to bell, but they kind of have got me on the stakes here.
Yeah.
So fair play to them.
And here's where we had that backstage interview with Bayley. Jackie Redmond asked what's next for her. You didn't win the tag title match last week. You're not on the SummerSlam card. And Bayley, looking absolutely crestfallen, says, lost out on my opportunity to become tag team champion, missed WrestleMania, now I'm not on SummerSlam. For the first time in my career, I'm at a loss for words. And she just walks off. And Jackie Redmond, understandably, he's like, what the hell do we do now with Bayley?
Yep. They've asked an interesting question of Bayley, of a character. Losing streaks are not best practice. However, I think they are chasing, unless it's a heel turn, I think they are chasing ultimate supreme sympathy with Bayley. And I am curious to see them go down that road. Because even when she was a babyface with Damage Control, they didn't really explore that, did they? They turned on her, they split, she won, and on we went. There was never really much time for pitying Bayley or being sympathetic to Bayley, and that was so integral to what got her over as a babyface the first time.
You know what else got over as a babyface the first time? A decent entrance theme.
Her entrance theme, her an act that people actually loved. So there's a few things they can revisit in terms of that, but I suppose you'd have to get the old NXT one, and because I don't know about the CFOs one, but nobody said anything about CFOs through AI.
Yes.
So can we not just AI the original ones that sound mostly like it? There's mostly no stop banners now, and then it's just fire that out. Def Rebel. Call it a Def Rebel one on Spotify.
I still can't get over that picture of Def Rebel that we saw. I'd never seen what they look like, and they are three of the most random people I've ever seen.
Yeah, on that, we covered this on the news. There were some comments that somewhat correctly asserted two people that look like that mocking how people look. We weren't mocking how people look.
No.
It was just weird that they're three people that look like they're from completely different worlds that are somehow Def Rebel.
Planets, you mean, literally. They look like it's alien to each other, don't they?
100%.
It is.
We weren't sorting how they looked.
And of course, you in an inflatable microphone look like you came from the exact same place, right?
Yeah.
He agrees.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was worth picking up. I think some people thought we were like going, "Hey, you stupid little girls."
Oh no,
far from it.
We'll say that when it's required, but not there.
It's just one guy that looks like David Wallace in The Office.
Yes,
looks like a member of Sum 41.
Yes,
and then there's like what was you said like the influencer podcast.
Yeah,
the guy. It's just a weird group of mates.
Got some good news and bad news for SummerSlam. They ran through the card, I think, here.
So that's the good news. SummerSlam exists.
Yes, and if anything, probably call it Summer Shells because it's so bloody stacked. The countdown show's 3 hours long. Why?
I'll never know.
I mean, we won't watch it. No. But good news, starts at 11 p.m. UK time.
What?
The main card show.
Hello, I didn't know that.
Yep. That makes things interesting for the weekend, doesn't it?
Well, it does, because I'd sort of made plans on both the Sunday and the Monday to watch SummerSlam with the kids. But if I know my kids, they are only interested in the big stuff. So I could probably just watch the bulk of the undercard and then go to bed and watch.
I know exactly what's going to happen.
Punk and Gunther with them unspoiled. I ended up watching the whole goddamn thing twice. That's
I'll watch the first couple of matches on Saturday night and then I'll go to bed because we've got football in the morning and what have you. 4 hours later. Well, looks like going to be an old tired daddy on Sunday. Oh, guess where we might be going on Saturday, by the way?
Go on.
Costco.
Ah, look here.
Oh, my God.
Shout out Larry Rabb. I hope all's well with you, Larry.
Yes.
Who took me and Phil Chambers to the shoot biggest Costco in the world.
Wow, where's that?
In Salt Lake City, of which Larry is the king of that town. And it was amazing.
I get overwhelmed a bit when I go to Costco.
Well, it was the first Costco I'd ever been to, and I did too. But
do you know what I bought the first time we went to Costco?
Go on.
Big box of Fairy Liquid. 6 packs, so saving money.
Pens.
I still got that in the loft. Never we're nearly running out. It's been there for years.
You've never opened it?
No, as in we've gone through.
Oh, I thought you meant
how many bottles of Fairy Liquid do you actually go through in a year?
Yeah, you might not like. Are we talking like the full size ones as well? Or like
yeah, big ones.
The big boys. What flavour?
I'm not. It's green.
No, because you can. With the one we're using at the moment, because they were on special.
So like when you have the Christmas one still in February or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like they were on. We don't normally get the fairy branded ones, but they were on special in Asda the other day, and I got overexcited. So that was like it's I don't know, like strawberry and pomegranate or something.
I love the ones where they're like, let's try this new flavour, and everyone's just like, green is fine by me.
What flavour shower gel are you working with at the moment?
I found a one of those boxes that they get a relative who doesn't know you actually gets you for Christmas. Either that or a wrestling shirt for someone you don't actually like as a wrestler.
Yeah.
So I've got Armani Code shower gel. I'm always like, am I going to see Adam Nicholas today? If I am, I'll put it on. If not, I'll just have the mint one that stings you bollocks.
Yes, I know that one well. Nicholas?
What's that, sorry?
Shower gel at the moment. What flavour are you rocking?
What shower gel am I rocking?
Asking all the big questions.
Flavour, of course, is such a great word for this because I don't believe that you haven't tried the taste.
I wish I could.
Of all of these things.
I haven't, but
you've looked at a bit of bread, and I know you're not normally a condiments guy, but you've looked at that bread and thought, I wonder what the lemon fairy liquid's like on that bread.
Like lemon curd, you think?
Yeah. Shower gels
is it
and
the same?
Fairy liquids look so appetizing to me. I can't lie. I haven't, but it's nearly a drink style. Like to look at it.
I'm unfortunately boring because I have sensitive skin, so I have to have like sensitive skin shower gel, which I just obviously bump up with like banging aftershave instead.
Yeah. I genuinely thought for a split second there he's going to say, I'm boring and I just use water, and he just generally just smells that good.
Great. Yeah.
I bathe in velvet.
So I am almost always, apart from in the post-Christmas where you're going through them, I like I don't like it. It's just the simplest. It's the blue Radox because it's £1 and it's shampoo and shower gel.
Yeah.
So that's like.
Oh, no, look. No.
3 lanes.
It's fine. I understand this, but no.
Yeah.
If you ever see on the thing shampoo and shower gel, man, you need
pick a lane.
Yeah, you need.
No, I don't want to pick a lane.
No, as in
my wife says this as well.
You can't.
She's like,
you can't, man, because it can't.
She says it's okay to get different products or different things. It's like, who the f are you? Like, have you ever met me? Like,
I mean, if you could get one that was shampoo, shower gel, toothpaste, and deodorant in one thing, you'd be like, yep, all right, good.
Solves so many times.
What would you like to smell like if you could smell like anything?
Well, like funnily enough, washing powder, but not what your clothes smell like after they've been in the wash. I mean, put your head in the box, washing powder.
But is that not what the...
No.
Don't put your head in the box of washing
don't
powder.
do
Put
that.
it in the box of washing powder.
But
the smell of it,
Yeah.
or petrol.
It reminds me of a great tweet that I just remembered there of someone who revealed that they'd accidentally been putting dishwasher tablets in their washing machine, and someone replied saying, "Here's my man out in the club smelling like a plate."
But you know what I mean? Washing powder
It does smell.
does smell
great,
gorgeous, but your t-shirts don't smell of that smell when
No.
they come out of the water. It's like something different. It's like they smell of the soap that it's created or whatever.
Sorry about that.
They don't smell like washing powder.
Well, my clothes smell
No,
like...
they don't, Nicholas. They smell
fabric
lovely.
softener.
Well, I haven't even finished my sentence, so you don't know what I'm going to say, do you?
What does it smell like?
Well, why don't you just shut up and you find out? I use fabric softener on my clothes. Ergo, they smell like the fabric softener that I use.
Yeah.
So once I didn't have to, but I gave Phil a bunch of my old wrestling t-shirts that I don't fit into anymore, which he gladly accepted. And the first thing he said was, "What do you use on these clothes?"
Have you ever seen, it's like such, so we put them, them fancy balls that you put in there.
Yeah.
I don't think they work, if I'm honest, but she likes them.
You put them in the
But
wrong
then
bit.
you can
isn't he?
get, as an extension, as an extension of that, you can get like fancy ironing water. You seen this?
Oh yeah, I'm not having that.
I just think,
I tell you what.
Spray starch, absolutely.
Yeah. On the topic of irons, though, and I know me and Wilborn fall in the same category as this. Obviously, we're good boys. We like iron clothes. However, there's a thing I saw, and I don't know if it works. I would like to know if anybody has tried it. Not you two, obviously. I know you won't, but someone might have. I saw on Instagram, it's like a almost like an inflatable. Imagine an inflatable mannequin that's just the arm, the body bit, the torso, right? People putting their clothes on it, and don't like that, you dirty boy. And it must have been like heated or something. So they put the t-shirt on it, it inflates, and then it literally just uncreases your clothes.
I know he's had one of them big steamer ones for a while.
Yeah, but this is literally like a shoot, like imagine an inflatable hot air balloon almost type
that
gimmick.
sounds like such a problem solver, that does.
Yeah, you just put
Has
the
he got a
t-shirt
face?
on. No, but I'm sure you can put one on if it makes you feel better.
Iron face.
Yeah.
Inflatable, what am I doing? Clothes steamer.
Yeah, try that. See what happens.
He needs a face.
I mean, you can put a face on it, I'm sure.
Ooh.
Look at him.
I'm into that.
Like, the clothes just look like they got... I mean, it might have skipped in the video. It might take longer than it seems, but...
I carry a lot of shame around how I don't iron enough, but I just can't be arsed.
No,
It's like,
I get it,
I know that I could do better.
No, but there's levels to it. Like, I don't want to spend ages on it, but you can do a quick one. Or, if you can just hang something in a heated room or something.
Yeah, when you're in the shower,
there are
just
shortcuts.
Well, yeah.
Hanging like when the shower's on and that, yeah.
wear it in the shower.
Which you wear it in the shower, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Like I'm typically the Radox as many in one as possible guy, but again, because it was the Bernie Bollocks one, there's like a rhubarb flavour.
Ooh.
And for the same reason why I would treat myself to like a can of rhubarb pop. I was like, you've earned this. It was like 135 and I'll give
When
it
you
a
say you, do you mean your bollocks?
Yeah, I was talking about bollocks. And we all agreed that, it is fussier because it's a second product. And I do like the wash your hair and then it's just, there's absolutely loads of lather left.
Yeah.
And you wash with everything else and it's like, out you get, day starts.
So SummerSlam starts at 11 p.m. UK time.
Brilliant that.
We are bearing the lead here of a brilliant 8-woman tag match.
The wrestling show.
Yes.
Is this next?
Yes.
This was fucking great.
It was, wasn't it?
God, I love this business.
It was Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Nikki Bella, and Stephanie Vaquer.
We can bin that joke in a couple of segments' time.
Indeed. Against world champion Naomi, Chelsea Green, and the Secret Hervis, of course. Nikki Bella's in control early on until Alba Fire makes her blind tag, hits her with a super kick, and that takes us to a break. When we come back, Nikki makes the hot tag to Io Sky when we're back from the break. But Sky gets cut off after a distraction from Naomi. The heels take over. Niven and Green take turns hitting moves on Sky. Vaquer and Nikki have to break up a pinfall attempt. Rhea tries to get involved, but Naomi sends her into the steel steps. Stephanie Vaquer gets a hot tag, and I just watched this thinking, yep, any doubt they had over her is gone completely. She's just over everywhere that they go. She takes out all 4 opponents, sets them against the turnbuckles, running knee strikes. Naomi tries to block it, but Vaquer hits it with that awesome dragon screw that she can do. And then crowd can see what's coming, and it's Chelsea Green who eats the devil's kiss. Nikki hits Alba Fire with a Bella Buster. Naomi goes to get in, and Nikki just stares at her. Naomi decides against it, tries to leave with her belt, but Io Sky intercepts her, chucks her back in the ring. Nikki and Sky take out Naomi, and they both
Great.
do Io Sky's pose, and then they turn around.
Oh,
Niven,
sorry, the camera was
Sorry.
you're just being funny there.
So
What did they do?
Nikki and Sky take out Naomi.
Yep.
Yeah, Andy's right. That hurts your neck.
Yeah, I can't do it. It gives
then-
me a headache.
Piper Niven takes out both of them, and she that's what she does.
That's what she does.
That got a pop from me as well.
Yeah, it's funny.
But Ripley hits Niven with a Riptide. Green thinks, Rhea Ripley, how can I beat Rhea Ripley? Slap her in the face, that's a good idea. Ripley gets in the face, but Green just backs into the legal woman, Stephanie Vaquer, who hits the SVB for the 1, 2, 3.
This is so awesome. This is
Great.
so awesome. Like, the top baby faces in WWE might be Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer, and Io Sky and Nikki Bella might just be a slight tier below them. And great. Let's have more of that, because match-wise, this felt like this was by comfortably the hottest the crowd were all night, and everything from the closing stretch hit. Literally all of it hit. Stephanie Vaquer being able to take out all 4 heels for that running knee before she even got to the dragon screw, which felt like a treat, because at this point you can see where this is going. Only for it to then break down to give the other baby faces their little like hot moments was so cool. Do not underestimate the value of a Nikki Bella, because it was really, really gratifying watching her like almost like take that little moment and almost like get the acknowledgement from Io Sky. Can I do your pose too? And then she did. And then it was that lovely wrestling thing where Io Sky's just giving her the endorsement, but then by Nikki Bella doing it, she's giving the endorsement back.
Yeah.
It's lovely coming together of 2 eras and making the best of it for both of them.
And then Niven pops everyone by doing it herself.
Like, she gets that great heat in the building. Just earnestly, like, I laughed at that. Like, Niven's not just hitting the double clothesline, but then doing the pose afterwards for Rhea to remain, like, the biggest of the 4 stars still.
Yes.
Rhea Ripley, but, like, getting that amazing spot with the Riptide. But giving this all over, this whole sequence of events being in service of Stephanie Vaquer, who was at the start of it all with the Devil's Kit.
We said this on the preview that she should get the pinfall.
Yeah,
didn't we?
like I wouldn't have changed a single thing about this in terms of the construction of the teams, in terms of how you are really neatly prepping this Clash in Paris Stephanie Vaquer title shot, regardless of who the winner is. Yes, she won a shot in a battle royal, but she has earned her way to feeling like the number 1 contender or the next in line for this, with or without that shot. You know, if she wasn't the number 1 contender, you'd be like, I hope they give her this sooner rather than later. And it's just awesome that it hangs in the air as this title shot for a Clash in Paris. It's one of the things I'm most excited about, and it's not even the show that we're previewing like this Sunday. And I love the 4 of them. I love seeing these 4 megastar baby faces that got, like, the reactions just swelled and swelled and swelled, so that Rhea Ripley came out and she was the biggest. And that's a really interesting thing to watch play out, because it's like, well, is Stephanie Vaquer gradually going to take your place, or are you two going to have to fight for that spot at WrestleMania, you know? And Nikki Bella being this, like, being announced as a Hall of Famer, and that basically sends her in on this higher pedestal than the 3 to begin with, but then they've kind of surpassed her, and as a result, they've sort of found themselves at the same level.
I love the role she's playing right now, Nikki Bella, because
they're nailing it.
We were worried, weren't
it.
we, in the sort of mismatch of the build to Evolution because of what happened to poor Liv Morgan. You're like, oh, that feels like that was Nikki's thing, and now it's just, and they're just gonna chuck her in the battle royal or whatever, and then thanks for coming, Nikki. And she's just seamlessly blended back in, but also, like you say, stood out as I really hope she
somebody
sticks
of
around.
a different era that is like respecting the women enough to try and fit back in the proper way rather than just coming back in at the top. And to that point, that really, it was like a bit of fun, I suppose. But the choice to do the little backstage babyface celebration bit, that wasn't just for Rhea and Io, but so that, like, it's an off-screen aside, isn't it? Between Nikki and Stephanie. Like, how'd you say your last name again? As they walked off shot, and it's brilliant. Like, you've absolutely attacked the one thing that people might have still ripped the piss out of you for, and you actually made it yours. It's yours now. You own that daft mistake you made, and what makes you literally feel more ingratiated with this roster is your character ingratiating herself with the roster. Oh, that was like an inspired detail.
It was just a lovely moment. We're skipping past the Judgment Day.
Sorry,
but it came immediately after because I want to mention it, because it was a lovely moment for all four of them. And it's so Io Sky to not be like, right here, well, that was that. But this, she's like, sorry, excuse me, just to remind you, I'm going to kick your ass on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is. And you're never going to beat me at SummerSlam. Rhea's like, I think I'm going to beat you. We'll see.
I think you're fine.
It's just the politest, like, between two women who went to war at WrestleMania.
They've got to be a tag team after SummerSlam.
Oh.
Not for the long, like, you get Rhea back in a singles match for...
You've been murked.
That's it, yeah. Rhea, you've been murked. We've already done this.
Rhea's World Cup wind-ups from 2006.
They've got to be a tag team after SummerSlam. I think they're
too many good women's tag teams now we're getting through, because we've got Charlotte and Alexa. That's a great team. If Brie comes back, you could have the Bellas, potentially.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to break up Raquel and Roxanne if they lose the titles.
Kabuki Warriors are waiting potentially for them if they do keep them.
Secret Hervis are always awesome.
The women's division's in fantastic health. It really is. Because, like, there's loads of singles programs.
It's just a shame there's not really a lot of talent that's come up from NXT. Oh, wait a second. There is.
You've got a belt collector down there at the moment. So
yes. What's her name again?
It's JC Jane.
Oh, I don't like it. It felt weird. Right. In this lovely ladies sandwich, in the middle of that, we have the Judgment Day Clubhouse. Everyone's like, man, bloody hurt. But Finn doesn't care. Come on, everyone, cheer up, guys. We've all got gold. And then he's basically like, a sort of running through. Yeah, it was real, but she's rubbish. We're still going after her. And Damien and what have you. And it doesn't matter. We still got gold, despite the fact that Bloody Live's not here. All these factions have come and gone, but Judgment Day are still here. Yeah. Chin up, everybody. We're going to smash the LWO. Dom's like, you want me to come out there? And Phil's like, nah, stay in the back, play video games, if anything. Who are we going to play him with? Anyone else is about. And Roxanne Perez just so happens, got this new Nintendo Switch for you? And he's like, for me? Why don't we play a bit of 2K on there? You've literally got it on the television every single week that we go there, but whatever. And Raquel's just that little, remember you used to play 2K with? Liv. Remember her? Dom was like, oh yeah, we should FaceTime. We should call her, actually.
Nice.
They're slow playing this brilliantly.
Yeah, they're...
Dom's not actively looking to cheat. He's so thick, he's forgotten about Liv Morgan.
It's the opposite of the one from last year, isn't it? It's they are highlighting the differences between how it all went down with Dom and Liv as opposed to what could be happening between Dom and Roxanne. And great. Really great. I'm glad this is the choices they're making with this Dominik character.
And Roxanne. So I was just trying to work out the triangle that will finally convince Dom, hey, you're better than all right.
Okay.
You're my new missus now. Moving on to the next. Because you've had, boom, chicken tendies, week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, gaming, video games, 2K.
Yeah.
What's the third bit of that triangle? Roxanne Perez is going to kick Rey Mysterio in the cock.
I'd like to share him. Back you go.
Then we had the tag team title match that we just alluded to. It's Judgment Day versus the LWO. LWO look great in there, as they always do. Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. But quick tags from the Judgment Day means that they take over as a clothesline in the corner from JD. But Del Toro fights back, sends both guys to the floor. Surprise, surprise, Joaquin Wilde hits a great crossbody to the floor. He's just awesome, that guy. When we come back, heels are in control. Probably should have seen what they were doing during the break. We've got SmackDown in. Double team suplex from Finn and JD. Wilde kicks out at 2. Balor gets in a cheap shot on Wilde, but McDonough gets launched into Balor on the apron. Del Toro comes in, crossbody, drop kicks. Tijeras. JD gets put in a tree of woe, and the crowd really get up once Del Toro hits a huge coast-to-coast for a 2 count. Wilde and Del Toro also hit some suicide dives. Wilde hits Balor with a moonsault. Del Toro hits a Phoenix splash. JD has to dive in and break up the cover. Crowd really getting into it at this point.
Yeah.
And then I got rather smug watching this because a lot of talk yesterday about Jared Gatle's blown it all open. He's confessed that he's El Grande Americano. Well. Because JD and Joaquin spill to the floor, and there is El Grande Americano. Del Toro gets distracted, but there's Dragon Lee to take him out. There's a small package in there by Finn Balor for 2. Del Toro super kicks Balor, kicks McDonald off the apron. Wilde does another insane flip dive over the top or off the top onto JD McDonough. Del Toro goes up top, but then a second El Grande Americano trips him up, runs off, and Balor hits Del Toro with a coup de grace to retain the tag titles for the Judgment Day.
I like this. They're taking something pretty funny and they made it even stupider, so I quite like this. Didn't
see either of the El Grande Americanos wearing their arm in a sling after rotator cuff surgery either.
I want a fleet of El Grande Americanos by the end of this year. I want this like the doinks.
Yes.
That's what I want.
That's War Games.
Oh my God, 4 El Grande Americanos. I love that. I didn't care who they're against.
No.
Did you catch as well? It wasn't here, but on the commentary, Corey Graves listened to the OTJ, highlighting that Chad Gable must have it's obviously taking medication.
Yeah.
We all thought that.
We all get confused sometimes.
Got himself mixed up, didn't he? In his interview there, watching those two
twins.
Watching the
twins.
The baseball team where it was 2-1. However many. How many is in a regular baseball team? 10?
No idea. Never watched baseball.
Bottom of the 9th. Is that baseball?
Yes, that's. I was
The
about to
ninth-
say overs. Then that's cricket.
9th inning.
Getting confused. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love multiple El Grande Americanos.
Terrific. Yeah.
This one looking rather more British than the others, let's say.
Imagine if, because I think we know who this El Grande Americano might be, because he's not the real one, obviously. The real one was the one that got chased out by Dragon Lee. Is that right? Is that the law you want to keep up?
I have no idea. I'm lost.
The second one, I'd love it if... I have a feeling the second one knows Tyler Bate quite well. So let's just say it'd be pretty funny if Tyler Bate grew his full-on mustache mountain, mustache back, but then had the El Grande Americano hood over the top.
Coming up through the eye holes and stuff, yeah. Great stuff. The World Heavyweight Champion Gunther comes out. Crowd just want to see CM Punk, but Gunther calls last week a clean victory for him. He went toe-to-toe on the microphone with supposedly best talker in the world. Told him to his face what would happen at SummerSlam and left the voice of the voiceless speechless. He says he made Punk understand that he doesn't deserve to call himself the best in the world. He'll never be a world champion. And most of all, he made CM Punk shut the hell up. Bing bong, excuse me. Out comes CM Punk to a huge pop.
It is funny.
He comes down. Honestly, the crowd were insane here for CM Punk.
They always are, man. Honestly,
Rumours of his downfall have been largely exaggerated, I sense.
Him as a babyface character, just wanting to win titles, in the mix, in stories, against the other wrestlers, it just gets him more and more over. That's he likes to sort of make his stuff feel reality infused for the good of the quality of the story. And I think WWE quite like a sense of reality or a sense of, there's actual little bit of stiffness here in the War of Words, whatever. But fundamentally, people just like watching him in storylines and believe in him. And that's one of the things that's always been so appealing about him.
I thought he handled this brilliantly because I was slightly concerned at the start of this when he said speechless. I was more dumbfounded. And I was like, oh no, don't bury Gunther. We can't bury Gunther here. But he actually did a really good job of saying basically, you're class, but I'm better.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said, I wasn't dumbfounded by anything you did, but kind of overwhelmed by the gravity of this situation. I'm standing across the ring from someone like you, belt around your waist. And then he said, it dawned on me that I don't want to be world heavyweight champion. And I went, huh? And he went, I need to be world heavyweight champion. Oh, I get it now. He needs it like he needs air in his lungs.
You just you say, I don't want to be world champion. You just turn it off and put a boot through your telly and smash your house up. What? Storming at work. You believe what Punk said? What, that thing about him actually needing the title?
He needs to be world heavyweight champion, like blood pumping through his veins, like the Detroit Red Wings need a 12th Stanley Cup.
I've been saying that for ages. I was saying that to the kids this morning.
Like a Midwest dad needs a cold, frosty one on a hot summer's day when he's mowing the lawn. Doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do drugs, of course, but he understands addiction because wrestling is his addiction. He wants to raise that strap over his head as a thank you to the millions and millions of people who've chanted his name over the years.
That was a curveball, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't expect somebody.
You think that might be some sort of consolation prize. Might not mean
Such good acting there because he was showing how rattled he was by Gunther.
Might not mean anything to you, but it means the world to me and the stars. It means something to them. I need to be world champion, he says. As great as you are, for all the great things you've accomplished, how dare you come out and say I don't deserve to call myself the best in the world. I earned the right to call myself that, but here you are as a world heavyweight champion. But you can't back it up. I've left a trail of bodies of Hall of Famers, legends, and superstars that you've only dreamed to be in the ring with. And when you compare your career, as great as it has been so far, to mine, this isn't apples to apples. He's going to continue, but Gunther cuts across him and tells him to shut the hell up. And Punk just wasn't finished. There's levels to this kid. You're going to find out a hard lesson after SummerSlam on Saturday. You are not on my level. As great as you are, Saturday night, I'm leaving world heavyweight champion. But at least you'll be able to share the ring and finally feel what it's like to be in the ring with the one, the only, best in the world, CM Punk.
Very, 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 very good. Didn't quite get great. And I say that because it's the go-home Raw. Like, this was...
Do you think this is the first of several, not immediately, but first of several matches between these two?
Yes, is a short answer to that question, because
it's weird that they've left a lot on the table. Yeah,
loads and loads, to the point where I am still, and I think it's going to be here, like I am all but certain Seth Rollins cashes in, and the only thing I can't decide is if he makes it a three-way or if he waits until Punk's won.
Oh,
this was an excellent promo about how much CM Punk wants to be world champion. It was not an excellent promo about how he wants to do it by beating Gunther. And those things are different. And that made me think there is time down the line for him to say things about Gunther. And it's almost as if, to the point I made at the start of the podcast, the match is almost feeling like the start of the feud. Because what we did over these 2 weeks was you use the first week to create the tension, and then you use the second week to pay off that specific strain of tension, and you don't even really get to anything between the two of them. You don't get to a sense of hatred. And
fans still want to see him win the world title, regardless of the lack of build necessarily for this.
There is no hatred yet, and maybe there won't be. Maybe this is going to be a one and done. But I this might sound generous, I sort of admire them not trying to manufacture some like true bone-deep disdain between the two men. What exists between them to fight over is the belt. If Seth Rollins swoops in and takes that from the pair of them, that will be predominantly for Seth Rollins to be a world champion, but it will be especially to really peck at CM Punk, that I got you again, all that sort of stuff. And then you do Punk and Rollins one more time, and however that plays out is however that plays out.
Or Punk and Cody.
Well, that's WrestleMania, isn't it? But Punk and Gunther either not having an outcome or Punk beating him the first time they wrestle leaves loads, doesn't it, for them to revisit their own rivalry and their own competitive energy. And that's when you start to get personal between the two. So I have sort of high hopes for everybody's direction here without this being a home run, go home promo, go home segment, exchange or whatever. But yeah, Punk taking the week did sort of remind me a little bit of the MJF Punk kickoff, where it was nothing but a rejected handshake, and then they made you wait 7 days for the next. Like, what, Punk? And then it was like, well, here's why I did what I did, Max, and then on we go. This was a little bit of that from Gunther to Punk, but with the roles reversed, and I thought that was cute, but this wasn't. Punk couldn't like drop a pipe bam here because it was just about the belt. It was passion for the belt. Put
Gunther over a lot.
Yeah, Gunther, you happen to have it in your class, but it's about the belt for me. And those promos are always going to lack a bit more bite than. And I hate you I want your belt, but I hate you. Like, they're never going to have as much bite as that, and that's where this fell a little bit short. But down the line, they might get there.
The announcers before the main event run down the Summer Shelves card. It's bloody stacked. And then we get the main event. A bit weird, this. Main event of the evening, which I've made 3 sentences of notes on.
It was a borderline bait and switch.
Because it went to a DQ, but I'm happier than if this match had been given the full time, to be perfectly honest.
The trick with an effective bait and switch is that you want the bait to be terrible. I didn't want to watch Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed, so when they fairly quickly ripped that away with action I did want to see, I was thinking to myself, well done, WWE.
Yeah, Reed dominates early, but when we come back from a break, Jey avoids a senton, right hand super kick, suicide dive, and Bron Breakker's cunning plan was to sprint down the moment they spilled to the outside and spear Jey Uso for the DQ.
Hands over like a massive, like a ledger. A dissertation type document, just opens it up. Like, it's one of those hollowed out things. It's got a brick, and the brick says, kick his ass!
Wise man, I've got an idea to run by you. I spear Jey Uso. Love it.
You write that down on the phone for me? Sure can.
I've written your idea down. It's just a drawing. Stick man.
Stick
me.
figure.
Jey Uso.
The little stick figure.
That, like, when you used to draw like wind as a kid behind someone when they're running.
Yeah.
Like a backwards 3. That's me. I'm running to spear Jey Uso.
You did backwards 3 for wind, or like a little, like a chevron thing for like a bird.
Yes.
Like if you draw like the sun.
Yeah.
The beach.
Sun's
the
in the
house,
corner.
some birds. Yeah, sun in the corner. Did you give it a face?
Sometimes.
Can you give it sunglasses? Because it's like, it's so bright up here being the sun. I need my own glasses. Blind myself here.
So, I think everyone...
House, what do you think with the house? Square, door, top windows, bottom windows?
So, yeah, usually bottom windows.
Triangle roof?
Triangle roof.
Chimney?
Chimney, but after I've drawn the triangle roof, so it doesn't really... Or sometimes, if I think about it, little gap for the... so it looks like, oh, is that an inbuilt chimney into
Chimney
the...
sticking off the line of the triangle or
right
inside
side.
the triangle?
Right. Well, it depends. Like I say, if I've planned it out more. But sometimes if I think, oh, that house needs a chimney.
Smoke coming out the chimney? Little lines?
There's a few lines,
cloud?
yeah.
Clouds themselves? How many are we talking? 2, 3?
2 or 3 squiggly clouds and little jizzing knob on the side.
That's
just for me.
3 lines of jizz?
Yeah, 3 drops.
Yeah.
And if you want to treat yourself, vein on the big cock.
Do you do veins on your cocks?
Not really.
Pubes?
Pubes. So we went to a DQ. And everyone knows what's about to happen because the crowd are immediately obviously chanting for the OTC. They're beating down Jey Uso. Roman Reigns comes out, runs down, drops Bronson Reed on the top rope, beats up Bron Breakker, sends him out the ring. Can't get Bronson Reed up for a Samoan drop, but dodges a charge from him, sends him into the post, helps Jey to his feet. Jey Uso hits a super kick to Bron. There's a Superman punch to Bronson Reed. And we all kind of think, right, we know how this goes now. This is going to be the babyface stand tall, see you at SummerSlam sort of thing. That's not what happened. And I went into an orgasmic trance, I'll be perfectly honest, because Roman's like, go up, Jey, right, nail you down, right. You go out there and take him out. Runs round, and they have to try and shoot this. And they sort of miss it, but you get the idea of what happened. Because Bron goes, spear, is it? I'll see that and I'll raise you. Wham! Nails Roman Reigns with a spear on the outside. Reed hits Jey with a huge body block. And then they just take both of them and just destroy them. Breakker gets Jey in the ring, spears him. Reed hits him with a tsunami. Bron Breakker, every time, I want to kill somebody. Roman Reigns is getting to his feet. You're going to stand up again, you prick. He jumps off the apron with that clothesline over the announce table. Sends Reigns into the ring. He gets hit with a tsunami. And Bron Breakker, oh my word, I think he might be my favorite wrestler in the world right now.
Yeah.
He stands, he sort of crouches over Roman Reigns, and he's like, look, it's all used to be yours. It's mine now. Ring, the ropes, cameraman, the fat asses in the arena. Oh my
God.
Yeah, that's right. They're all mine. And they sort of chuck him out of the ring, stand tall, and then he... They both sort of prop themselves up of Roman and Jey. Just right by the time.
You're not going to believe where they prop themselves up by.
I couldn't believe what I saw next. Because Bron Breakker, get you bastards, runs around, huge spear through the barricade, and they just stand over them after Bronson Reed steals Roman Reigns' shoes, which made me laugh. Apparently he's a big sneakerhead. 150 shoes. Well, 151 now.
Well, Roman had called them his Bronson stompers, and Bronson was like, we'll see about that.
We'll see about that. I genuinely thought for a split second, is he going to do a shoey from Roman Reigns' shoe to stand over them? But no, they just stood tall. A hell of a go-home angle ahead of SummerSlam.
Yeah, brilliant. It's not so much a heavy heat one, because a bit like what we talked about earlier on with Naomi, I suppose, like the baddies don't get that visceral hatred from the crowd anymore, and Bron Breakker in particular is so spectacular that fans kind of gasp and react and kind of enjoy it a bit when they see the spectacular stuff that he can do. But it was effective nonetheless. It was a really definitive and dominant beatdown in such a way where the babyfaces gave them so much that this is one of them things where wrestling does it, but how often does it really work? Like, wrestling will run a segment like this and, we joke about it. If something like this happens at SummerSlam, but that's the point. You are actually supposed to ask that question, but WWE and wrestling has kind of bastardized that to such an extent that you've stopped it. It's become a cliche. But if this happens at SummerSlam, the heels will win. Bron Breakker will lead his team to victory, just as he's been able to lead the stable in Seth Rollins' absence, just as he has sort of been able to prove himself over the past few weeks on Raw, and will do it at the expense of Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. That's massive. If he gets it done, it's massive. And this segment led you to believe that he might. And what a thing that'll be to sort of assess in the aftermath. And that, again, is how you use your Roman Reigns', and to a lesser extent, how you use your Jey Usos. And yet the babyfaces could win, and what a challenge they've overcome if they manage to stop these guys. They're not going to stop them for good. This will be a one-night win for the babyfaces. Oh, we got him tonight. His inexperience caught him out or something, or, I'm main event Uso, and I'm Roman Reigns, and we can just beat people on our night. But I think this was supremely effective. Nick in the shoes was funny, weird and funny.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, they're taking everything. They're taking your spots, they're taking your aces out, and they're taking your shoes. And the Bron Breakker, it was a nice callback of all the things you could have taken from Roman Reigns in his tribal chief peak. That one where people love that promo where he's walking down the aisle.
I loved it, yeah.
And he's doing it. All of this is mine. This camera's mine. You're all mine. You don't have a clue what it is to be me. And Bron Breakker, he's kind of like this less articulate and elegant version of Roman Reigns, but he doesn't think about the difficulty of carrying it. I carry it because I'm big and strong, so you can yourself. And that's just as impactful.
It's the most fat asses. I was like, yep, there he is.
There's that family resemblance. Really, really, really enjoyable and effective.
Fat.
Roman Reigns, you're fat. So yeah.
I love Dynamite.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I was just like, because I think, we all just assumed, because they've done it a few times on like Raw and SmackDown. It's just like, okay, yeah. It's Roman. He's not going to, he might get knocked down. But
he gets back up again.
Yeah, indeed. But I was like, Jesus, leave him alone. Like when he sat up, I was like, oh my God, he's taking him out over the announce table. And then I really, really, really like anytime Bron Breakker, who's clearly dominant, clearly just an incredible specimen. Do you in, you brick? That's probably what's going to cost him on Saturday.
Got a hunger to kick ass. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Hell of a go-home angle ahead of SummerSlam. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below or on X at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there. You can follow all three of us. You can follow Michael Hamflet at
Michael Hamflet.
Let us know what you use in your shower. You can follow our brilliant producer, Adam Nicholas, at
It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at What Culture WWE. Make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. We'll be back later on today to preview NXT. But for now, this has been the Raw review. My thanks to Michael Hamflet. Thank you for joining us. And we will see you soon.